I'm sitting here right now for the first time. I'm going to be sharing more of the business side of my personal brand because I think there's a lot of value in the strategy I used. Because I created an online course last year teaching a specific skill set, and I wanted to take it to the next level and do coaching, but I had no experience really, no advertising for it, no process scripts, but I figured it out and did $28,000 in the first 5 days. So I'm going to be sharing that strategy alongside all the scripts, the templates, the messages I've sent, so that you could replicate this for yourself if you're interested. I think the people that will get the most value out of this video are going to be course creators, coaches, consultants, or just people that sell digital products. So we're going to hop on my computer, walk through everything. If you have any questions after, just leave it in the comments or DM me on Instagram at Tanner Planis. And I hope you enjoyed and get a ton of value. See ya. All right, this is how I made $28,000 in the first 5 days of launching my coaching program. And I'm going to show you everything here, the emails, messages, videos, scripts, just so you can copy this for yourself if you want to. And let me show you the results. This is here on my Stripe. You can see 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, and there was another one on PayPal. And this was on the first week of June when I did this. So I really just want to, before I get to the strategy, explain actually how this came to be, like how this happened, because I have a course and we have over 1,000 students. We have some pretty good success stories, but one of the things that I started noticing earlier this year was the fact that I saw all of our most successful students, after they got results, were just losing touch with them. You know, we kind of have this incubator, this course. They come in, they get results, and then they kind of go out. So I wanted to keep them in somehow. How can I stay connected, still provide value, and share this, mutually beneficial exchange? And the second part of this situation was that I wanted to create bigger and better resources for my students to just increase the likelihood of a massive transformation when they use my product. But of course, these things that I have in mind cost a lot of money. And with a low ticket $1,000 course, it's not very possible, at least to these levels of things that I want to do and have in mind. So the solution that I've been thinking about for quite some time and had been recommended by friends and peers in the space that I trust has been a high ticket group coaching offer. Now, I'd never done group coaching before, so I had some concerns. Now, my main concerns was, one, I hate sales and I don't have a sales team. That was where my mindset was at, a little over a month ago. Because for my course, we'd never done a single sales call. It's always been through DMs, Messenger, email, SMS, like always messages, never any calls. And which leads to the fact that I don't have a sales team. So I never built a sales team. I don't have one. How am I going to do that? That was a concern I had. Another one was I had this limiting belief that I just couldn't work with beginners, that everything is so repetitive and it would be annoying and it wouldn't be as valuable. Like that's kind of where my mind was at. Because we have people ranging from beginners all the way to people doing 6 figures a month in our case studies. And I thought that I could only work with scaling people. And the third thing was I just didn't know how to do this the right way. Like I said, I'd never done high ticket group coaching, so how was I going to do this? And that's when I had to face some realizations. Just as an entrepreneur, wanting to get into a new side of the personal branding business has been, this coaching. It's not a digital product that's instant, it's more service-based. And when I was thinking about this, I really just had to face the fact that I already have massive case studies from the course and the students inside of there. So I could use that to basically promote and build this coaching program too. I know that I can provide massive value just by following my core values, my core principles of consistency, transparency, and then value itself. So being just genuine and honest would create a badass coaching program is exactly what I had in mind. It was a realization. And also the biggest fact here was that I'd been wanting to do this for over 6 months because I knew that it would help the business grow. I knew that it would create more success stories and case studies and results for our students. But I was just kind of playing perfectionist and felt like I was waiting for the right time. And that's when I kind of just had to be like, okay, now I just got to do this. I'm not going to wait any longer. And now that's where I want to get into the actual strategy side so that you can see it, how it worked, and copy it for yourself if you want. So the strategy I used was, like I said, I just decided to go for it and do a pre-launch, really just to prove the concept. What I really like about digital products and services is you can basically test them without actually making it. So really I just knew that I was going to do, a 12-week coaching program, and it's going to be $3,000. And then I'm going to have a scaling program for close to $10,000. And the course is like the very first in line. So what I decided to do was just announce to my course students that for the first week of June, you could upgrade your account to the 12-week coaching program for $1,000 off. And this is the way that I did that and how I made that $28,000. So the first thing I did was I sent an email prior to this actual promo announcing exactly how this is going to work. So let me show you this. Now, don't hate on my copy here. We'll get to that part in a little bit. But basically what I did was I had an email that I sent out here, and I announced just kind of at the bottom that, all right, tomorrow's the day. I'm going to be announcing my brand new coaching program for the very first time, and you're going to see the details for the first time. And the way it's going to work is that I'm going to send you an email. I'm going to ask you to respond if you're interested, and after you respond, I'm going to send you a quick video with all the details. And if you like it, then I'll send you the link to book a quick call with me to get all set up. So basically just being transparent. It's one of my core values, being transparent. I'm not creating some crazy sales process and lengthening up the process. I just kind of wanted to get into it. So then what happened was that I sent that the day before. I literally just sent that one little message before to everybody in my course. And then the next day, I sent an email with a respond call to action. Now, I remember this very vividly because I was being kind of lazy with it because I was visiting. I was at my parents' house. It was my sister's graduation. She was having a party, and I was just so distracted, from my normal work environment like that I'm in right now, with family and everyone over, hanging out, and just talking to everyone. I didn't feel like I could just go disappear all day and work. I wanted to be with family. So then I sent this email on June 1st, said, hey, I've created this 12-week private personal coaching to help you create a new level of online business. I kept it very general because I really didn't know what the coaching program was. I just knew I'm doing a 12-week coaching program. Let's test the waters. And then I said, okay, if you're interested, just respond to this email and I'll send you the details. And that's what happened. Whenever I'd get a response, I would just send a personalized Loom VSL with a call to action. Now, let me show you what I actually mean by this. Because, I would send an email out, okay, respond to me if you're interested. They respond, say, hey, I'm interested. And then that's where this would happen. So for example, right here, Briel, he responded, said, I'm interested. So I said, hey, Briel, glad to hear from you. I'd love to have you inside of this program. Just to keep it simple, I have a quick video. When you have a few minutes, just watch it and let me know what you think after. So have a little call to action. I never like to leave messages open-ended, like here's this, and just hope that they respond. I like to, let me know what you think after, or ask some type of question. And now, when I say personalized Loom VSL, I'm not making a video for every single person. Personalized just has to be a little touch. So here's this VSL, and if you're interested in the script, you can let me know. It's funny to see here now, my hair's finally growing back a little bit. This is over a month ago at this point. But what I did was I filmed a VSL here on Loom, and then I uploaded it. Well, I didn't have to upload it, it was already here. And then what I do is, let's say I'm sending you a message for the same VSL, because the VSL is general. It's not, hey Briel, or hey Tanner, or hey Lauren, whatever. So what I do is I upload it, then I duplicate it, and when you duplicate it, then you can go here, okay, I can change it to private coaching info for Tanner, or for Lauren, or for whoever is watching this right now. And the VSL, you can, if you want the link or whatever, let me know. It's pretty simple, just going through the information. It is a VSL at the end of the day. I like to make them simple, go through Google Doc. It's worked very well for me. I explain, okay, the coaching is 2 times a week. This is the goal. This is what we're going to do. But still pretty general, because I didn't know what the coaching program is going to entail. And I also in here announced the price. I said, okay, 15, it's going to be $3,000 when I start this and open it to the public later this month. And however, just for the next few days, it's $1,000 off to be inside of this for 3 months. And then I have a call to action, say, okay, if you're ready to go, just respond to this email, let me know, say, I'm in. And then that's what would happen. So if I go back here, then what would happen is they say, okay, I'm in. Then I would send them to book an onboarding call with me. So basically I structured this as okay, now what you can do is book an onboarding call with me. So this is onboarding into the coaching program. So he responded here, I'm in, let's go. I said, awesome, here's a link to my schedule so we can chat. Let me know once you find a time that works for you. Again, just not leaving it open-ended. And then it would book a call. It's like a 15 or 20-minute Zoom call. And that's when I would use a 4-step script to close every call that I had. I only had 14 calls, but I closed every single one of them on the call. Well, aside from one, and maybe I can explain that soon. But the way I did this was through a 4-step script. Now remember I said up here, my concerns as a coach, I hate sales and I don't have a sales team. And then once I did this, I kind of just had to face this, like, this new version of me to run a sales or to run a coaching program, to have a sales team, build a sales team. Like, I need to know how to do it myself first, and I need to just kind of get in the trenches a little bit. And that's why I decided to do this by myself. And I remember all of these calls pretty much. I was at my parents' house. The party was going on downstairs. I had most of the calls in like one day. And what I would do is sit up there, like I'm here at my desk now in my apartment, but I was at my parents' house. It's loud downstairs. I kind of just remember doing this and just trying to be in a quiet area. But anyways, the 4-step close is very simple. All I'll do is get on a Zoom call, one-on-one. Hey, what's up? What's up, Lauren? Hope you're doing amazing. How are you doing? Good, great. The main purpose of this is, I've sent you the coaching information. You're interested, of course. And now I really just want to learn a little bit more about you to make sure it's a good fit. And if it is, then we'll go ahead and, get into the program. And so what I'll do is say, tell me where you're at right now with digital dropshipping. Because these are people that are already in my course, whether they've started or they haven't. We had people in all scenarios on these calls. They tell me, and really it's just listening. Like, I don't know a ton about sales, but all I'm doing on here is listening with genuine intent. They tell me that, I've tried this so far and I made one sale. Then I'll be like, what did you do to make that sale? Like, I'd be genuinely interested. And another thing, if they're like, can you take a look at my store? Can you look at this, my product or my offer or my ads? I'd be like, this isn't the right time now. We'll get into that with coaching. Right now, I just really need to make sure this is a good fit, and then we can get to that. You kind of have to be in control of the call, even though the person was talking way more than I was. Like, if it's a 20-minute call, I was talking maybe 5 minutes. They were talking 15. I want them to talk. Then after that, I say, okay, what's your ideal outcome with this coaching program? I know where you're at now, but what do you want to get out of this? They tell me, talk. Awesome. I think it's definitely achievable. We could do this inside of the coaching. No problem. I know we can make it happen. Or whatever I say, just some affirmation. And say, you sent the video, you watched it, you said I'm in. Did you have any questions about how the coaching is actually going to work? And they ask questions, I answer any of it, and then if they're all good to go, I'd say, all right, so you're ready to get started now, or do you need a few days? Whatever. Maybe not the best sales person that wants to be aggressive, but I found a lot of positive outcome from just being genuine, being transparent. Like, to be honest, I've come from a place now where when I did coaching in the past, a few years ago, when it was like one-on-one, like, I approach it in a way that I need this coaching, I need this client, I need this student, versus now, like, these people need me more than I need them, which is why you saw a couple of refunds on the Stripe when I showed that. It's like, if I don't think you're a good fit and you're just causing me more headache, or I really don't think that I can help you because you don't want to help yourself, then goodbye. Like, it is what it is. It's nothing personal. It's going to be the best for both of us. So that's kind of where I was at with the sales process. And then I'll just send the link to like a payment link on Stripe in the chat. Be like, hey, here's the link to upgrade. Are you ready to go right now? And then they'd be like, all right, yeah. Let me get my wallet or whatever. And then I would be like, all right, cool. And, also just for like taking care of this now, I'm going to give you X. Like, for these people, I gave them more like personal development. I gave them like access to my training app that has like my workouts I do on it. Whether they use it or not, most people didn't use it, but I still just like give it to them as a little piece of value as a bonus. So that was the strategy that I used. Now, what would I do different? If you're watching this, maybe you're already a coach or consultant and you've done some things like this, and you're in a similar business, like for personal brand now, and you probably recognize some of the same things. Now, the overall strategy I do like, but it needs some dialing in. So for me, what I would do different, the two main things when I look back at this strategy and what I did, was that I could have booked way more calls. Now, this strategy could work if you have existing customer base of 10 people or 1,000 people. But the fact that I only had 14 calls out of many was my own fault, and that I didn't actually plan and execute a proper pre-launch with emails, SMS, and social. Like, you saw the email I showed you, like, it was so broad, and I sent a couple emails. And another thing that I messed up on was my calendar. I never would take like calls, so my Calendly was like set up where it only accepted so many calls, so like I didn't even have extra spots open. And on here also, having a clear value-based expectation of the actual coaching program, it would have helped with that plan. I think if I believed more and knew more of like what the actual coaching was, I knew it was going to be amazing, but I didn't know how it was going to work just yet. So I feel like if I had figured that out first and had a clear value-based expectation, I could have used these things like, hey, I'm going to show you exactly how to create a viral organic TikTok right now. I'm going to show you how to properly test a digital product, how to make ads for a digital product in the coaching program here starting out very soon. And then those are like more value propositions that would get people interested into the coaching program. And I also think this works also not just for your customer list if you have a customer list, but I could do this even just for like my email list for selling anything. So I guess technically I could do this right now just for my general email list and probably have pretty good results. Maybe I'll do that after this. Let's see. But that's really the main thing that I would do differently here looking back at it. I would book more calls and then I would get more results from it. So hopefully this helps you out and try it yourself. Take some value from it, or if you have any questions, just let me know. Also, another thing I forgot to mention here is that like in this, my mind was that like, okay, I'm going to do a pre-launch now the first week of June, but I'm going to start the actual coaching on July 1st. Like that's when I'm going to open it to the public, and that's when I'm going to start the actual call. So our first call was on July 1st, and it's been great. You know, I was worried about it before, but then I was just like did it, and I knew I had value to provide, and I followed my core values, principles, and it worked. You know, value, transparency, and consistency. And now, of course, I still have a lot to learn, and we're building the coaching program, making it even better. But this is where it started out. I took action, and it worked out. And yeah, if you want to know kind of like more of what I'm doing now, or if you have any questions, like I said, you can comment or just hit me up on Instagram, my personal account at Tanner Planis. It's the verified account. Don't go to the spam accounts. And yeah, I hope you got value out of this, and I'll see you soon. Peace.